Bienvenue dans mon aventure à Brighton. Je suis Camille Breton-Forton et je vais vous faire voyager dans le monde artistique de cette ville. Grâce à l'association Zellidja, j'ai pu faire des rencontres auprès d'artistes vivants sur place et qui vont témoigner dans mon documentaire. Ils expliqueront leur parcours en tant qu'artistes, leur point de vue sur la ville et l'importance de l'art. Ils nous donneront leur avis et quelques conseils. Bon visionnage.
I'm Jojo.
I'm a Brighton artist.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Gina.
I am Natalia Bogoa.
I'm Poppy.
I am a freelance graphic designer and also DJ sometimes. In the future I would definitely want to write my own music, but for this I need to gain strength and courage to be able to share music with others, because I think that's what it's there for.
Yeah!
Well, I've been living in Brighton for 25 years and I loved it. You know, I think I'll stay here forever.
Playing guitar for 8 years now, and I've been studying on my own, just with internet, and now this is my first year at university, and it's been great because I learned so much. I understand everything now and before I was just playing by ear, which is good. I played the sultana and rock, indie, blues.
I've just graduated a painting course and it was a bit shit. Now I'm putting on a few art shows and trying to find a job.
I've also graduated from the same painting course as Poppy. I haven't really painted for 2 years and I just make sculptures and installation pieces, and I am trying to quit my job and find a new job. Woo!
The people are great. There's so many different artists and musicians and just weird and wacky characters around.
And I just graduated from a sculpture course, which was also pretty shit. And I make sculptures and I paint as well.
I also did the sculpture course. I make sculptures, I also draw. I've done some kind of performance video things and stuff, a bit of everything. But I've just finished uni, I don't really know what I'm doing now, but we'll see what happens.
I've recently done a few album covers for emerging artists and my friends. I've started exploring graphic work.
Do a lot of bright, bold pop art, and I do some street art, but I do paintings, I do murals on people's walls, so I'll do anything that people want, really.
Lots of the times I do bold lines and quite simple colors. I explore the intersection between the bold and the soft. Of course, some of my work is quite odd and I don't consider myself a good enough artist yet, but I'm definitely on the right path.
Grew up with music, and even when I didn't know it was my right path, I was always with music, surrounded with music, or playing guitars or playing drums or just singing.
I've been doing art here and there. I always had passion for it, but only recently I started becoming more and more good at it. It took me time to develop my own sense of style, just by seeing so many beautiful things around me and constantly getting inspired by nature.
let's go with the bass line. I just need to explain to the people, for make the bass line we will use this effect.
For the hamster voice, to the bass line. From the hamster to the bass line. It's like this.
People and nature, two most important things, and I think they sometimes manage to sing in unison. When these two things collide, I think that's the ultimate place for the inspiration to arise.
So my sort of main influence is sort of fairground and circus style art. All the decorations you see on funfair rides, the style of writing, the swirls, the banners, and I like to mix that up with some sort of sexy, saucy figures. So it's all very bright, colourful, poppy, but sort of rooted in the tradition of fairground style art. Brighton, being next to the pier and the seaside, you get to see a lot of that. And I've always really loved it because I think it's very, so it's a very early form of pop art, because it was all there to sort of get people into the fairground and spend their money and buy candy floss and go on crazy rides and stuff.
Brighton is the proper place to study art. There are so many people playing on the streets, there are so many graffitis, so many paintings. Yeah, it's full of art.
I think Brighton's always had a reputation for being a really colourful, artistic place. I mean, it's got a big queer community. That sort of open-mindedness, that sort of generosity of spirit sort of encourages people to be who they want to be, to express themselves visually, musically.
First time I came to Brighton, I was 12 years old, and I immediately fell in love with the city and the vibe.
It's a really nice place, and there are a lot of beautiful, creative people.
Every single time I take a walk down on the streets, I feel at home and I feel loved and I feel happy. There was not a single day when I would go out and not find a new friend, so it's always nice.
Yeah, much of a community to be explored.
Sometimes it feels like you need to know the right people to know that anything's going on.
Yeah, it's really good for connections and meeting new people and like-minded people, because it's a very liberal environment.
There's a lot of creative people here, but I sometimes don't always feel like there's as much of a creative scene or opportunities for if you want to exhibit art and do stuff like that.
To be honest with you, I think that Brighton is a good place for people, but it's not necessarily my top place. Maybe I still haven't found the sense of belonging. There has been some problems that have I personally have observed in the last maybe 1 or 2 years. For instance, there are some art galleries that have been shutting down because they couldn't make it financially. It was not viable for them. And that has been a struggle for lots of artists, especially if they're independent and they're trying to promote themselves and make a living from it. I think that there's a really long way to go, and people need to understand the importance of wanting to fight for their passions, and also liberating themselves through acknowledging their value as a person and what they do.
Well, doing street art, you've always got to battle a bit with the elements, because I did a lot of work in January and February when you have to think, well, is it too cold? Is it raining? Is the wall wet? And you have all those extra problems which you don't get when you're painting in the studio. But it's nice when you paint outside, because you get sort of instant feedback of people. And loads of people sort of pass comments as they go past and say, oh, we love your stuff, we love the colours, we love your style. But I also love, figurative drawings. I love the classics like Michelangelo and all the Baroque stuff. So anything that's sort of over the top and colourful, I really love. So the pieces I do are all legal. So they were either commissioned by the council or by businesses. They're all, properly legal, as I painted on their own buildings. But obviously a lot of it is illegal. And that seems fine, I think, as long as you don't spray on people's houses or property without permission. People doing really big, extravagant pieces of art, so I think that's great.
I'm used to do it on the streets rather than the pubs because I need to save money to get equipment and write my own music.
All of us have just like finished uni as well, and it's kind of like it's nice to showcase the work outside of the uni environment too.
Basically, this wife wasn't very happy with her husband and was listing the order of importance of things she felt came before her, according to him. So a house, a garden, a horse, and then a wife. And I guess I wanted the show to just include like non-binary and female artists, just to like hold a space that is absent from men.
I kind of wanted to make a more like three-dimensional representation of my like illustrative style of drawing, like the weird experience of existing in a flesh stack body thing.
This is a little ceramic rocking horse that I made with a hole through the middle. And yeah, I just kind of like looking for symbols to represent like certain memories in my like childhood, or so this is a symbol of childhood for me. And I quite like how delicate it is being ceramic.
I feel like the puppet is kind of like a bit of a motif for me that pops up a lot. I don't know, I think like it was kind of born from lockdown when it was coronavirus and we were kind of like stuck in the house, and obviously I was on a painting course. I just felt like I wasn't really getting anywhere with it, and I just started making these puppets and it was quite fun, and I was like, I actually really like how I can like manipulate and just move these, and I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of like a extension of myself in that way. I don't know, I feel like I've kind of like tried to like psychoanalyze myself, like why do I want to make these puppets? It's really fun to work with a lot of like recycled and just fun materials. And also like kind of like what you said, just like exploring how like weird it is to kind of like be existing in a body and as a body, and kind of like, I don't know, like the mind and the body is like separate but also connected.
At the same time.
You know. But yeah.
There's not really much to say about it other than that it's a door.
It's a door.
It's a door. Well, it was the door to hell, but yeah, I'd say that's what it still is.
I want to go to hell and through that door. Oh my god.
One of the things that I can see myself doing in the future is creating artistic space. Lots of them go unknown and unrecognized because I absolutely love graffiti and street art, but they don't usually reference themselves, so it's really hard to find. And the only way to get to know these people is to go out for walks and socialize as much as possible.
Instead of having a favorite artist, I've got so many artists that I like, and I try to learn from everyone.
One of them is my friend Ben. Yeah, he's a really good freelance photographer. He is also really into mountain bikes. I think that's what really makes Brighton people Brightonians is their love for nature and the great outdoors, because they're never afraid to explore the great beyond, and that's what I really like about them.
So many people doesn't take art seriously, and we are the people who makes the world beautiful. Painting, singing, writing songs, I don't know, making film.
Don't let your anxieties rule you. Instead, take that feeling and redirect it to create something beautiful. Don't fear that you will fail. On the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you trying. Be able to source that inspiration from no one else but yourself, and then surround yourself with people who will support you on each step of the way.
You know, it's important to share a bit of love, share a bit of joy and fun, but it's also very important to love yourself.
And thank you.
Cheerio, au revoir, bye bye.
Thank you again.
Merci à tous ces participantes d'avoir partagé leur témoignage. On peut dire que Brighton est une ville très agréable à vivre, mais qu'elle a aussi ses inconvénients. Mais ce que je retiens de ce voyage, c'est la découverte de Brighton, de ces artistes qui m'ont permis des rencontres inoubliables, d'avoir plus confiance en moi et d'avoir partagé leurs passions et les miennes. En tout cas, c'était un plaisir de les rencontrer et de les voir sourire.